I've had a handful of jobs in my life, and every time I would clock in, I would always wonder, damn, I really wonder what it would be like to just do graphic design full time. So one day, I just quit. I just said, I'm out of this job. And I almost got evicted like 5 times. I dropped out of college, and my car would break down almost every single day. But we don't got to talk about that because it worked. But how? These are 5 reasons you might be scared to go full time. If you address these, you'll have a much easier time than I did, 100%. Now this right here might seem extremely obvious, but just to get this out of the way, whatever you believe is 100% true. If you believe that the market is oversaturated and you have nothing to offer to anybody, that's true. But if you believe that you can put in the work and you're down to learn whatever you need to succeed, that's also true. A lot of people just really don't believe that they can go full time. And simply put, if you don't believe it, you're obviously not going to be able to go full time. Having that unwavering belief that regardless of what happens, you will make it and you will go full time will help push you through those rough patches. But if you don't have that in order, don't worry. Having all of these other things in order first will help build up that confidence. As an adult with real world responsibilities, a job has a real way of trapping you. Even if you absolutely hate that job, I can't fault you for clinging on to it because at the end of the day, bills got to get paid. Money probably is the biggest reason why the majority of people never go full-time. Whether you're trying to do full-time videography, full-time photography, full-time content creation, you got to figure out the monetization. How you gonna get paid? Are you in the service business? That means you're providing a service or a product to help solve a client's problem. Are you in the marketing business? Maybe you plan on selling ads to sponsors on your social media platforms like Instagram or YouTube. Determining what it is that you're gonna be offering in exchange for money is gonna make this so much easier for you because you're gonna be able to skip over that phase of you just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what works. If you know you have a product that you're trying to sell, you can skip over the phase of trying to make viral content for the sake of making viral content. You could just make extremely niche pieces for potential customers, and it'll be so much easier. It'll be so much easier. A lot of people have hopes and dreams of doing what they love full time, but they actually have absolutely no idea what it's really going to be like. If you just passively do what you love whenever you feel like doing it, I would say don't even try to go full time. You got to do your creative passion day in and day out once you've gotten off of your 9 to 5 so you know exactly how hard it can be. Because honestly speaking, doing creative work full time has to be done a lot of the times under circumstances like this. When you're extremely tired, when you're annoyed with the project, when you don't feel like doing it. These are all things that you have to perform under when this is your full-time job. If you still want to do your creative passion after you've bust your ass at your 9 to 5 all day, then you are really built for this. I think a lot of people really just have not input the amount of time that they need to realistically see what it would be like to do their creative passion full time. And this is not necessarily a bad thing either, because once you go through this process, you might find out that you don't want to do this full time. And that's great. It's cool to keep a hobby a hobby. Continue doing photography for fun. Continue doing video work for fun. Whenever you feel like it on your free time. It's not a bad thing. Every creative endeavor that I really wanted to work has come off the tail end of a job that I was working that wasn't related to it at all. I had 3 different 9 to 5s, and every single day that I would get off, I would literally graphic design up until 5 a.m. because I just loved the process and I really wanted it to work. Even with YouTube, when I started YouTube, I was a full-time music video director. In the midst of me having tons of clients and tons of different deadlines, I was still inputting the time to upload a YouTube video every single day. And I was not getting paid a dime for it. I just thought that it was so fun and I just really wanted it to work for me. Now, if I had to say any of these reasons hurt me the most, I'm gonna say this one right here. Do not do this one. I'm a firm believer of just jumping out the window on things that you believe in. I'm that dude. Jump head first at it. Go for it. When I quit my job, I probably had like 5 graphic design clients. Mind you, I was only charging like $75 for flyers. It didn't take Einstein to see that I was going to be in money trouble really soon. One of the biggest things stopping creators from going full time is that they have not put in the time to build the audience or build the clientele before leaving their job. Now, I'm a huge advocate for not waiting until everything is in order to start because I feel like it just halts you the majority of the time. But if you do this one, it will save you a lot of time. You won't have to deal with all the stress that I went through. And it also goes hand in hand with putting in the work after you get off your 9 to 5. If you got to pay rent, you got a car note, you got a kid, do not leave your 9 to 5 until you have put in the work to build up the audience or the clientele to sustain the amount of money that you were already making from your 9 to 5. Because if you don't, you're just going to end up back there. I've seen this happen with so many creators where they just jump out the window and go full time. And then before you know it, they back at their 9 to 5 and they just resenting creating as a whole because they felt like it put them in a bad position. when in reality, they just didn't input the steps and do what they needed to do before they left their job. I honestly believe that this worked out for me because at the time when I went full-time, I didn't have all the crazy responsibilities that I have right now. I didn't have a kid, I didn't have a wife, my rent was extremely cheap, and I owned my car. And on top of that, I was down to thug it by myself and go through the hardships and eat noodles for a week. But if I had my son, I can't tell you realistically that I would be down to look him into his eyes and tell him, bro, we don't got no food to eat this week, but this dream of mine's is gonna work out soon. I don't know if I could do that. But say you do have a small audience right now. Should you just jump out the window and go for this full time? Well, maybe not quite yet. You'll be surprised how many creators there are out there that have an audience but don't know how to make a dime from it. I know a lot of people think that followers equals money, but that's really not the case. It's a lot of creators out here who have relatively small audiences who making a lot of money, and it's also creators out here who have really big audiences who aren't making any money. It really just boils down to how much you know. A lot of creators have not gone full time yet because they haven't educated themselves enough into the field that they're trying to go into. Now, I know that money's a big topic and we are talking about money, but not even just that. If you don't know how to play the game that you're trying to enter, you're probably gonna lose. You gotta educate yourself on how other players are playing the game. Learn how they making money. Learn how you can make money. Learn what you like. Learn what you don't like. Learn what's working. Learn what's not working. Every day I'm on YouTube, I'm studying, bro. I'm looking at all types of content. I'm looking at what's working. I'm looking at what's not working. And I'm even looking at content that I don't necessarily like that's working. And I'm trying to figure out, okay, I don't like this, but somebody does. And it's a reason why this is working. But with this knowledge, I can input this little thing about this content into my own. I know it sounds like somebody over here peeing, but it's really just a wall. I know it's a little, it's water. Trust me. If you only take one thing away from this video, take this away from it. If you don't know the game that you're about to play, you probably gonna lose. Educate yourself, learn, take notes. Do the dirty work. Figure out what's working, figure out what's not working, because a lot of people just shooting in the dark right now and they wondering why it's not working for them. Take the time out, learn what you need to learn. Not being a full-time content creator is not a bad thing. Forget the fact that the internet wants to make you feel like you're lesser than if you're not doing this full-time. This is extremely volatile, and this can be a surefire way to make you hate something that you once loved. It's totally fine to keep your hobby a hobby. Drop me a like, drop me a comment in the comment section below. Let's do everything to please the algorithm gods on this one. But with that being said, I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace.